This week, we're wrapping up Obscure Characters Month with a legendary Autobot whose glorious legacy of heroic deeds stretches across the galaxy and spans multiple lifetimes. Literally. These are the basics on Delta Magnus. The story of Delta Magnus begins in 1983, when the Japanese toy company Takara released the figure known as Battle Convoy in their toy line, Diaclone. Battle Convoy was a transforming semi-truck. The truck's cab converted into a robot, while the trailer opened up into a battle station containing a small scout vehicle. Famously, this figure was licensed by Hasbro and imported to become part of the first year of the Transformers toy line in 1984 as the Autobot leader, Optimus Prime. Later in 1984, an upgraded version of Battle Convoy was released in Diaclone named Powered Convoy. The same cab robot, its colour changed from red to blue with a brand new car carrier trailer, which converted into a suit of armour that the robot could wear. In place of Battle Convoy's scout car, Powered Convoy came with Powered Buggy, a small companion vehicle that could also convert into a robot mode. 2 years later, in 1986, Powered Convoy was also imported to join the Transformers line, becoming the Autobot City Commander, Ultra Magnus. For its Transformers release, the toy's colours were changed significantly, going from Diaclone's red, dark blue, silver and black to light blue, red and white. Plus, Powered Buggy wasn't included. But despite this change, the Powered Convoy colour scheme did find its way into the Transformers franchise. Before Ultra Magnus's new colours were decided on, production began on a trailer for The Transformers the Movie, featuring preliminary animation designed to sell the movie to investors. This test footage depicted Ultra Magnus in Powered Convoy's colours. Now, of course, this animation was replaced for the finished film, but from these beginnings, the Powered Convoy colour scheme went on to be reused again and again down through Transformers history, in a variety of different ways, both on toys and in media, for recolors of Ultra Magnus himself and for multiple new characters. These have included a recolor of the original Ultra Magnus toy, released as an exclusive at the 2001 Tokyo Toy Festival, marketed as the movie trailer version of Magnus. A recolor of the Super Collection figure Ultra Magnus figurine, also from 2001, branded Early Colors Ultra Magnus. A clone of Ultra Magnus, briefly glimpsed in Dreamwave Productions comic books in 2004. The Transformers animated character, Powered Convoy Magnus, seen in the 2010 Allspark Almanac guidebook. Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, an evil version of the character from a mirror universe of evil Autobots and heroic Decepticons, created for official convention BotCon in 2012. And Magna Convoy, the last survivor of an ancient order of Blue Warriors, a recolor of the 2006 Classics Optimus Prime based on Powered Convoy's cab robot, released through Japanese retailer eHobby in 2017. And then there was Delta Magnus, an original character created in 2012 by writer James Roberts for the IDW Publishing comic book More Than Meets the Eye. First mentioned in issue number 11, Delta Magnus was the commander of Cybertron's off-world peacekeeping force, the Primal Vanguard, during the planet's Golden Age, a great hero responsible for many legendary deeds across the galaxy, once having even served as guardian of the Autobot Matrix of Leadership, when the talisman was between leaders. He was a relative of Ultra Magnus, and thus, when the character made his one and only on-panel appearance in a flashback in issue number 19 the next year, artists Alex Milne and Josh Burcham based his appearance on Powered Convoy. Now, that was all that was seen of Delta in the comic, and he might have gone down as just another one-off, short-lived Easter egg reference to Powered Convoy if it hadn't been for Takara's Transformers masterpiece toy line. In 2016, the Ultra Magnus figure from this series was given a powered Convoy-style recolor, and rather than market it as a trailer or early colors version, Takara drew from IDW's comics and assigned the toy the identity of Delta Magnus. Writer Hirofumi Ichikawa created a profile for the toy, which explained that it represented a version of Delta from the world of the original Transformers cartoon. This Delta was much like the comics version, legendary commander of the Primal Vanguard and former Matrix Guardian. But here, his story took a different turn, which Ichikawa based on the story of Ultra Magnus from IDW's comics. In the cartoon universe, Delta was killed in battle early in the Great War. And, fearing what the loss of this great warrior would do to Autobot morale, the faction's leadership covered up his death and chose a new warrior to don Delta's armor and adopt his identity to keep his legend alive. And so, Delta Magnus became a mantle passed down through history, with a new Autobot secretly taking on the identity each time the previous one died, each adding to the legend with their own heroic deeds. The current Delta Magnus was a bot named Power Drive, an original character based on Powered Convoy's powered buggy. Power Drive had once been a drone partnered with the original Delta, who had been rebuilt into a true living Cybertronian, and he had been the bearer of Delta's mantle for longer than the original Delta had been alive. In recognition of his many great deeds, Delta Magnus was chosen to succeed Ultra Magnus as the commander of Autobot City on Earth. But Power Drive feared that such a high-profile appointment drastically increased the risk that his true identity might be exposed, which he worried would destroy Delta's immortal legacy. Unsure of what to do, feeling like his whole life was a lie, and wondering if he should just get it over with and reveal his identity to the world now, he sought advice from one of the few beings who knew his secret, his human friend, Marissa Fairborn, who reassured him that, even if the legend of Delta Magnus was a lie, the great things Power Drive had achieved in Delta's name were real, and that he should keep the legend alive to do as much good with it as possible for as long as he could. Off the back of the higher profile the Masterpiece toy gave him, Delta Magnus has made several further appearances in Japanese Transformers media. He's been a recurring character in short stories included with subsequent Masterpiece figures, leading missions to acquire forgotten data and technology from ancient Cybertronian facilities hidden on other planets. And in 2017, he made a brief appearance in the Transformers Legends manga, a goofy comedy strip in which puzzled characters tried to figure out if there was any connection between him and Magna Convoy. Conversely, Delta hasn't seen that much action in Hasbro markets. There, Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus has been the more prominent wearer of the Powered Convoy colours. But even the new toy of him released in 2022, a recolor of the previous year's Kingdom Ultra Magnus figure, was designed so that it could double as Delta Magnus. And in 2024, a model kit of Delta's cab robot was produced by collectibles company YOLO Park, a recolor of one of their earlier Optimus Prime figures, done as an exclusive for that year's BotCon. In 2026, a new toy of Ultra Magnus will be released in Takara's Missing Link series of highly articulated recreations of original Generation 1 figures. Notably, it comes with a version of Powered Buggy for the first time in a Transformers line, coloured blue and reimagined as an Autobot detective named Deerstalker. And soon after, the toys are set to be recolored into their original Diaclone colours and released as Delta Magnus and Power Drive. A pair of heroes pulled from Transformers prehistory, given new life in the present day thanks to an exchange of ideas from Japan to America and back again, living legends of Obscure Characters Month. And those are the basics on Delta Magnus. I hope you've all enjoyed Obscure Characters Month this year, and hey, let me know in the comments if I've convinced you to pick up any new toys along the way. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you all in 2026 for more history and lore from the world of the Transformers.